So our last lesson we classified triangles by their sides or angle measures. Now we are going to look at triangles, the angles of triangles. So goal is that you can say I understand the angles of triangles. And we're going to do two things that we're going to talk about the angles of triangles. We're going to look at the triangle angle sum theorem, and then we're also looking at the exterior angle theorem. So two types of angles in a triangle. You have your interior angles, which are in here. And then you have your exterior angles, which are what happens when I extend out my side length. So this would be an exterior angle. So very first thing we learn is that the angles of the interior angles of a triangle add up to be 180. So all of angle A, B, and C all add to be 180. And so knowing that, and then also so our other angle relationships, like linear angles are 180, vertical angles are equal, we can find all of these angles. So to find angle 1, we're going to add 43 plus 74, these two angles, because we know 43 plus 74 plus whatever angle 1 is equals 180. So we're going to add those together. And then we're going to do 180 minus 117 because it has to be the leftover of what we have left for 180, which is 63. And then once I find angle 1 is 63, then angle 2 is 63 because they're vertical. And so now I have this is 63, 79, 63, and 3 all have to add up to be 180, so I can find 3 by taking 63 plus 79, 142, and then 180 minus 142 equals 38. So angle 3 here would be 38 degrees. So just knowing that, we can find all our interior angles as long as I have 2 of those. And again, remember your angle pairs, special angle pairs that we talked about, vertical angles being congruent, linears being 180, being supplementary, and our complementary angles had to be 90. Those will all be used. So try this one out looking for angle 3, but to find angle 3, we're going to have to find 1 first, then it's vertical to 2, and then you should be able to find angle 3. All right, our next theorem says that the exterior angle of a triangle, again, that's formed by extending out this side here. I get this interior here and then exterior here. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measure of the 2 remote interiors. So the remote interior angles, remote to angle 1, would be the 2 interior angles that don't touch it. So these are your remote interior, because they're remotely, like they're removed from that angle 1. And so kind of talking through why that is, remember we had that supplement theorem that said if 2 angles are supplementary to the same angle, then they are equal. While A and B are supplementary with this interior angle, and 1 is supplementary with those interior angles. So 1 has to equal A and B added together. So here we know in the remote or exterior angle theorem that 2x minus 48 is an exterior angle, and 2x minus 48 equals the sum of the 2 remote interior angles, which are x and 32. So x plus 32. And then we can solve for x. And we get x equals 80. So then we have x equals 80, and we're looking for FLW angle. FLW is this angle. A couple ways we could do that. We could plug in 80 for x and solve. So 160 minus 48 would be 112. Or because of that remote interior angle theorem, or the exterior angle theorem, that says I could also add my remote interior. So I could go 80 plus 32, and that should also give me that FLW of 112. All right, again, I would say to pause the video, try this one out, and then then check to see if you get the correct answer. Again, we're trying to find the angle ACD, not just x. You'll have to find x first, and then figure out what ACD is from that. You should get 130. Right, and then a lot of our worksheets like this, where we're just finding all the different angles. So we've got to remember all of those things now that we know. Again, we just learned that the interior angles add to be 180. The exterior angles add to be the two remote interior angles. And that, again, we'll remember vertical angles are congruent and linear angles are 180. You're going to use all of those quite a bit in this lesson, but there's a lot of ways we can find each one. So if I want to find angle 1, I see that's exterior, and it's exterior to this triangle here, and it is exterior to this triangle. Well, this triangle has two angles, and those happen to be my two remote interior angles. So angle 1 equals 48 plus 56, 104. So we have this angle 1. Now again, for all of these, we could do these several ways. So I'm going to show you a couple, or talk about a couple on a lot of them. But again, there's so many different ways. So then angle 2 is linear with angle 1. So angle 2 will equal 180 minus 104, which is 76. And then I can look at angle 2 here is exterior to this triangle here. So 3 and 34 will equal angle 2, which is 76. So if I want to find 3, I can take, then again, I'm going to show you a different way here too to find that angle 3. 34 plus whatever 3 is has to equal 76. So I could do 76 minus 34 is one way I could do that. Another way is that since this angle is 90, this has to be 90. So I could have done 90 minus 48, which would have given me 42. I also could have then figured out this angle, which is 104 because it's vertical, and then done 104 and 34, and then subtract that from 180. All of those should give you 42 degrees. So again, many ways we can solve these for these angles. All right, angle 4 then, we found this to be 42, and you write that in. So I look at this big angle right here, triangle, and we have 42 and 90. So angle 4, I can take 42 plus 90, knowing that the angles add up to be 180. And once again, angle 4 could be found many ways. Like I could have found this angle right here by taking 90 minus 34 and found this angle, which would be 56. And then I have 56 and 76. Add those together, subtract it from 180. You should still get well, we haven't finished this out, sorry. 180 minus 132 is 48. You should still get 48 any way that you do that. And then angle 5, I would just take 40 plus 90, 41 plus 90, and then 180 minus 131, which is 49. And you'll start noticing every time that we have these 90-degree angled triangles. Whenever we have a right triangle, then these have to add to be 90. So I could actually just go there quickly by taking 90 minus 41. Right, if you have questions, let me know.